Like so many other provincial lottery monopolies across the land, the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Commission loves to sell the dream. You know the shtick. Place a bet for $1 or $2, and if your numbers hit, oh baby, just check out the rewards.
If you can dream it, it could happen with Lotto Max. Dare to dream.
Ah yes, the freedom and the financial security as you jet around the world, staying in 5-star resorts, going on cruises to exotic locales. All you have to do is dare to dream, as the slogan goes. But what if that dream turns into a nightmare thanks to a consumer running afoul of the fine print rule that at worst does not truly exist, or at best is a regulation that is completely open to interpretation? What if the Lottery Corporation, on a whim, decides that it's not going to give you your rightful winnings, at least not without a fight in a court of law? Allow me to present my sordid saga. Last December, I was lucky enough to win a modest lottery prize of $1,082.40 in the Pick 3 game. Because the prize exceeded $1,000, as per the rules, I was obligated to claim my winnings not through a lottery retailer, but by visiting the Toronto Prize Centre. And as required, I filled out 2 pages of paperwork, signed the ticket, and provided government photo ID. But there was a hitch. The OLG employee interviewing me, Catherine Chung, asked where I purchased the ticket. I thought about this for a while before answering that it had been purchased in Richmond Hill. But that wasn't good enough for Chung. She wanted something more specific, an address, an intersection. But I honestly didn't know and had no reason to withhold such information. The loser that I am, I frequently buy lottery tickets on the fly all the time. I've never kept notes regarding precisely where I buy tickets, nor do I keep receipts. Does anyone do this? Why would they? I can't recall lottery vendors stressing this information in their marketing communications either.
And I'm wondering what the definition of where is.
Okay, where did you buy it? Did you buy it at a gas station? Did you buy it at a Walmart?
Oh,
You've got to state where you purchased the ticket.
So it's just the name of a retailer, or?
You need to know the store and the address, the name of the store and the address.
Oh, that's the policy?
Or closest main intersection.
Store, okay, because I can't find anything like that in the player's guide or online. It just says where. It doesn't define where.
For what it's worth, my assumption that I purchased the ticket in Richmond Hill was indeed correct. And consider this. There are precisely 444 municipalities in Ontario, and Richmond Hill represents only 1.49% of Ontario's population. I would humbly suggest the odds of me correctly guessing the exact municipality the tickets were purchased would make even the most reckless gambler cringe. Even so, the legal definition of where is open to interpretation. On the macro level, where could mean the Milky Way galaxy or planet Earth. Drilling down, where could mean a country, a province, a municipality, a region, or a precise GPS reading. The OLG, for whatever reason, does not define where. But it gets worse, folks. Not only did the OLG refuse to pay me my rightful winnings, they actually confiscated my property. Possession is 9/10 of the law, but the OLG's internal regulations are apparently above the law. I was gobsmacked. No prize and no ticket. So I filed a small claims lawsuit. That got the OLG's attention. The very same day the OLG was served with papers, I received a call from an employee telling me an investigation had been opened. Funny that. But at this stage, the investigators, grasping at straws, decided to get deviously creative in terms of coming up with a reason to disqualify the ticket. Namely, they were concerned by thick ink markings that were made on the ticket. Apparently, it is a no-no to deface a lottery ticket. Here's a photocopy, folks. Just one hitch. With the exception of my signature, none of these other markings are mine. In other words, someone at the OLG, presumably, defaced the ticket after I had surrendered it. How does that saying in Vegas go? The fix is in? Nevertheless, I prevailed without providing any additional information. And guess what? Likely due to my lawsuit being filed, Richmond Hill was suddenly considered a satisfactory answer for where the ticket was purchased. End of story, right? No. Because the following month I was lucky enough to select some winning Pro Line tickets. Again, since the amount exceeded $1,000, I had to go through the OLG Toronto Prize Centre. When asked where I bought the tickets, I correctly said Richmond Hill, the same answer that was deemed acceptable regarding the winning Pick 3 ticket. But evidently the OLG does not operate according to precedent. When I asked the supervisor at the prize office to define where, Todd Bedell stated, somewhat incredibly, that where is where I say it is. Think about that for a moment, folks. Lotteries are highly regulated government entities that are beholden to all sorts of legalese and fine print. And here was an employee arbitrarily determining the definition of a rule. Weird. Again, my property was confiscated, so I called the police. The OLG did not like me getting law enforcement involved. A letter was couriered to me from Deborah Hume, VP of Lottery Operations. She said she was upset with my behavior and said they might consider having me charged with trespass. That's odd. I was never physical, nor did I ever raise my voice or use profanity. But I did call the police, and apparently the scandal-plagued OLG does not like it when someone gets law enforcement involved. Hume's letter was followed up by a letter from Corey Malkovich, a manager in the OLG's Corporate Investigations Unit. It was quite blunt. The OLG, stated Mr. Malkovich, will not take any further action in regards to processing your claim, and we consider the matter closed. Closed? Well, who gets that $4,000 jackpot? Is it Mr. Malkovich? Is it Ms. Hume? Maybe the purloined money was destined for general revenues. Lord knows, the province needs every shekel it can get these days. While Malkovich, Hume, or Bedell and the OLG senior counsel, Jamie Yoon, would not come on camera, we did reach out to the media relations representative at the OLG, Rui Brun. But for the most part, it was a fool's errand, as Broom said. He could not discuss the specifics of my case due to privacy legislation.
In your case, we can't really comment on it because of privacy legislation prevents us from commenting.
Wait a minute, I'm the guy. There's no privacy being breached.
Well, you can speak about it, but we can't. We're under legislation, you're not.
Even though it only affects my privacy and I gave him permission to speak at will, nor would he narrow down the precise definition of where. But then he dropped a bombshell. I posed a hypothetical question. Namely, what if someone suffering from a memory loss condition such as Alzheimer's physically couldn't remember where he or she bought the ticket? What would happen then? Well, guess what, folks? Turns out my query wasn't hypothetical at all.
What if you can't remember? What if you have Alzheimer's? You have a disability. I mean, to me, that sounds like an Ontario human rights case that you're not going to get your winnings because you physically can't remember.
And that actually did happen a number of years ago. And we used investigative techniques. Many of our investigators are in fact former police officers. And we're proud to have former members of the OPP, of the Toronto Police Service, of Durham Police Service, in fact the RCMP. And through their training, they're able to go and help determine if the claim has to be passed along to them for their investigation, exactly who the winner of that ticket would be.
Did you catch that? The OLG has been down this sordid garden path before and still never got around to A, providing a definition of where, and B, communicating that information to players. Astounding. Broom was quick to add the OLG pays out $1.6 billion in winnings annually. However, he refused to say how much the OLG has clawed back from rightful winners. We'll be filing a Freedom of Information request for that data. Moral of this story, if you take part in the idiot tax, that is the purchase of lottery tickets, keep track of precisely where and when you buy those tickets. Better yet, ask for a receipt, because the OLG loves to take your money. They're just not too keen on paying out because, hey, slick ad campaigns promising the good life aside, you're really not supposed to win. And this Crown Corporation justifies its monopolistic existence based on the proviso of social responsibility. How does that tagline go for Lotto 649? Just imagine. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Like what you just saw? Then click subscribe below and never miss another Rebel video.